Hello and welcome back to the Crohn's Vlog. Again, I am Jacob Roy Stanley. Today we're going to be going over medications, menu, and I visited a great homeopathic doctor today. And yeah, it's excuse please the crudeness of this video. I need to be more fluent in video editing software. I'm going to talk to some friends and get that sorted out and become a real pro at it, I promise. As you might be able to tell, I've showered. I'm a new person. I feel marvelous. Put on some nice clothes to make myself feel good about myself. But anyway, let's start off with medications. This morning, this is the morning concoction I like to call it because this is when I take the most amount of medicines. I am taking 6-MP, 57 milligrams. That is to kill white blood cells to help the inflammation, because the white blood cells just attack the digestive lining of the stomach and the intestines. 6-MP doesn't help with perianal as much as other immunosuppressive drugs do. But after that, I'm on prednisone, 60 milligrams. That is the steroid. That's why you might see my face start to get red, blotchy, pimples, possibly. It's not very fun. I've always had nice skin. I've been very proud of it, which kind of ticks me off, but we'll get into that later. Also, the mood swings. That should be fun. You may get to see a couple of those, so look forward to that. Ferrous sulfate, which is iron. They were afraid my iron count was a little low, so I'm on 325 milligrams of that in the morning. Zantac for the heartburn. I really need that in the morning. The gastroesophageal reflux disease partnered with the acid reflux disease only naturally comes with that. Zantac, very standard protonic that calms down the receptors, the acid receptors in the stomach. A basic multivitamin, Flagyl. Also, that's an antibiotic, 250 milligrams, and that's to help, kind of help clean out the system of any bad organisms that could be there. And then a vitamin D supplement. They were worried about my vitamin D levels, so they put me on a little bit of that. The afternoon concoction I just took, right now it's 9:04, I should have been taking it earlier, was another dose of the Flagyl, 250 milligrams, another dose of the Zantac, and another dose of the iron. So that's very basic and as needed. I did take a Tyco today, Tylenol and codeine. They couple those together. I just took one of those. I don't recall how many milligrams that is. It's not very much at all. That's all I took today, along with Miralax in the morning to help the stool softening. And now we can move on to the menu. The menu, I must admit, I started off good, but I ended off a little bit naughty, if you will. I went out to Sizzler with my father. I do that every Wednesday. I go out with my dad. And so for brunch, because I was lazy, of course, I just got out of the hospital again, I woke up at about 10:30 today. And so for brunch I had eggs with cheese, prepared graciously by my mother. English muffin with I can't believe it's not butter, and grape juice. And then dinner I had about 2 hours ago, fried shrimp. Now it is easy to digest, but it is not very healthy, I will admit. They are bottom feeders. They have a very non-complex, if that's even a word, digestive system. It's just head to tail, comes straight out. And what they're feeding on the ground as bottom feeders is not the best. I don't recommend that very often. A baked potato, which does pretty good as far as digesting. That had some butter and chives on it. No sour cream. I try and keep the dairy to a minimum now. It seems to be a big problem that I will go over, and I will try to go over the whole paratuberculosis scandal, if you will, in the next blog, and then lemonade to drink for dinner. And snacks, I had a Pop-Tart. The processed foods are easier to digest. Again, not the healthiest choice in the world, but I'm trying to get calories at this point. Just trying to get calories, trying to gain weight as well. And peaches. Probably should have more fruit today, but I will work on that. That's what this blog is for. That's to make me realize what I'm doing wrong and right, and to get feedback from you guys. Again, I am completely open for anything. Now we're moving on to the homeopathic doctor that I saw today, Dr. Mundeir out of Pleasant Hill, California. Her first order of business with me is it is going to cost extra money. It sounds like if we do end up doing this. It is not covered by the healthcare I have, which is United Healthcare, through my dad at Seal Shield. And her first order of business for me wants to be to draw blood for food sensitivity. Not just food, but also environmental sensitivity. Like if there's any mold in the air, any bad things that I could be breathing, she wants to check that out along with any food sensitivity like wheat. I've been tested for gluten, but I think she wants to do that again as well. Just all sorts of different foods, and she claims that these blood tests are pretty black and white on what those sensitivities may be. So I will update definitely on that. This Dr. Mundeir, homeopathic doctor, lots of people claim the whole hippie thing and how it doesn't compare to modern medicine, but she is extremely qualified. She has a 4-year degree out of Arizona, and a specialty degree after that in homeopathy. She was an army medic for a while, and she likes to spread the ideas of treating the cause of diseases like this and not the symptoms, because it seems like, with Remicade, I know that's been a big issue. I've already talked to a couple people about it online on Facebook and on YouTube, that Remicade is 50% human protein, 50% mouse protein. That is the most basic way I can describe it, and it really helps to treat the inflammation, but not the cause of the inflammation, if that makes any sense at all. So that is today's update. It's fairly short. It went by fairly quick. But I hope you're having fun. I'm having a lot of fun letting people know what's going on, getting great support. I thank everyone for the outpouring of support. It means so much. I know there are people going through a lot worse than what I'm going through, and my hearts go out to them especially. Some of you I have met, I have messaged on Facebook and such. But that's my spiel. Thank you very much for listening to my rambling, and I'll try and make this a lot more interesting next time. Thank you and good night.